First item on the agenda is the call of roll. Councilmember Gibson.
Here.
Councilmember Whitehead.
Here.
Councilmember Barfield.
Here.
Councilmember Herndon.
Present.
Councilmember Smith.
Here.
If you will stand, we will pray. Lord Jesus, we just thank you and praise you for the day that you've given us. God, I thank you for what you're doing in our lives. God, I ask that you would be with us tonight, that you would lead us and guide us by your Holy Spirit as we do the business of the city. And I thank you for it in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. If you'll face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is some comments that I would like to make. But before I make those comments, I would like to ask y'all to please be praying for Mr. Richie Odom. He had a stroke today while he was at work and was taken to the hospital, and at the moment he is overnight at the hospital. So y'all please continue to pray for him. I'm going to stand at that podium so everybody can see and hear me. My name is Jonathan Grecu. I am the mayor of the city of Ashford. I reside at 106 Whaley Court. But I have a letter that I'd like to read to the citizens. It says, "Dear citizens of Ashford, I would like to take the opportunity to clear up some misleading statements that have been made recently with regards to the recreation program and my hiring a recreation director. The Ashford City Council, while I was on vacation, made a decision to put into effect ordinance number 2017-003, providing for the appointment of officers by the Ashford City Council. This ordinance was voted on and passed on June the 19th of 2017 at the regular scheduled council meeting. I am not allowed to hire a recreation director according to this ordinance. It is the council's job to hire and fire the recreation director according to ordinance number 2017-003. On that same night, June the 19th, there was a special called council meeting to meet with the then recreation director, Mr. Keith Alford, to discuss a job description and park rules. That is what the minutes of the meeting say. That night at the meeting, our former recreation director resigned. I have a personal idea as to why he resigned. I will let him speak for himself with regards to that matter due to the fact that I was not there at the time when he tendered his resignation. Since the City Council voted on ordinance number 2017-003, which stated that they should hire and fire certain employees, one of which was the recreation director, then why did they not take the opportunity to do their due diligence and hire a new recreation director while I was on vacation until the 18th day of July of 2017? There was ample time for them to start the hiring process during my absence. At least I will leave the citizens of Ashford to decide that question. There was exactly 29 days from the 19th day of June, that special called council meeting, until the day of my return. They held all kinds of special called meetings during my absence. On July the 11th of 2017, there was another special called meeting to discuss the job description of the recreation director with the Ashford Recreation Sports Association. This is our non-profit parent board. All of this information can be found in the minutes of the meeting. My question is this: do we ask the Red Cross, which is also a non-profit organization, to help us pick the chief of police or the fire chief because they are first responders within our city? When we hired Mr. Odom, we did not call up all of our water customers to ask their help with our hiring process. If you want the responsibility of hiring and firing certain employees, then do it. Don't ask a nonprofit organization to help you do your job. The City of Ashford is a multi-million-dollar company. Surely the City Council can do the task that they were elected to do. On July the 17th of 2017, a motion was made by Councilmember Herndon with a second by Councilmember Gibson to approve the purchase of a new lawnmower for the Recreation Department with recreation funds. And the motion passed. Upon my return to work the next day, July the 18th of 2017, I met with Mr. Alford and was surprised to learn that he had not acquired the quotes that were provided at the meeting. And so I went to each one of the businesses and asked the question of the sales representatives. I have copies of the quotes that I went on my own to retrieve. Apparently, Councilmember Gibson went to get the quotes for the lawnmower, expressing that he was doing this on behalf of the Recreation Department as interim Recreation Director since our Recreation Director, Keith Alford, had resigned. This, though, was some more misinformation. Mr. Alford tenured his resignation on the 19th of June, but stayed on as director until July the 21st. My question is the following. Was Councilmember Gibson acting on his own? Was this his job? No, it was not. It was the Recreation Director, Mr. Keith Alford's job to act on behalf of the City of Ashford. The interesting fact about this particular purchase is that Mr. Alford was not asked by my immediate supervisor, the acting mayor, or by his immediate supervisor, the acting mayor, during my absence, Mayor Pro Tem Carol Barfield, to get quotes. There are many more details to Council Member Gary Gibson's overreach. I have hit the highlights for you. One fact that is interesting is that two of the quotes that were submitted to the council were from separate salesmen at Sun South LLC. They did not know that the other person had given a quote until I asked. I have more details on that story. During the same meeting, there was a motion made by Councilmember Gibson with a second by Councilmember Herndon to spend $840 from the recreation account to repair signs. Who requested the quote? Did Mr. Alford as the Recreation Director? No. Councilmember Gibson again overstepped his boundaries and acted on his own. I have the documentation to prove this. Again, the owner of the company said that Mr. Gibson was acting on behalf of the Recreation Department. I want to read a quote from the selected readings for the municipal official. Citizens and council members must understand that individual council members acting alone have no greater power or authority than any other citizen of the municipality. The council can only act as a body in a legally convened meeting. No official action may be taken by any individual council member. Was Councilmember Gibson acting alone as an agent for the city when he went to get quotes for the lawnmower and the signs? I will let you decide. A special call meeting was held on the 31st day of July of 2017 to discuss the applications received for the Recreation Director position. The council was given all 10 applications that were received, and they picked 4 of the 10 to interview. My attorney advised me not to attend this meeting. Interestingly enough, the council set up an interview panel. In the meeting, consisting of the mayor or mayor pro tem, the city clerk, 2 council members, and a member of the nonprofit organization, the Ashford Recreation Sports Association. Again, this is amazing to me. The council wanted the power to hire and fire, yet needs help to do it. Interviews were to be conducted on Tuesday, August the 1st, 2017, and Wednesday, August the 2nd of 2017. I had to decline the dates due to the fact that it broke the Alabama Open Meetings Act. The minutes reflect that after the council voted on the action that was taken on the 1st and 2nd of August at the 31st of July, they could not complete it due to the fact that it was illegal. Due to that debacle, the council had to seek legal advice from the city attorney, and then at the first meeting in August the 7th of 2017, a motion was made by Councilmember Whitehead with a second by Councilmember Barfield to schedule a meeting for August the 17th of 2017 at 6 p.m. to interview the 4 applicants for the Recreation Director position. The interesting part about all of this information that I'm providing you is that the majority of the information is in the minutes, which is public record. You as citizens of Ashford should come to the City Hall and request all of the minutes to the meetings. Mr. Herndon admonished all of us to let our voice be heard, so I am following his advice. I'm going to speak up from now on about the council's inability to do their job effectively. On August the 21st, hold on.
No, 3 minutes, that's right. We have a 3 minute.
Mr. Stokes, would you like the rest of this streaming live on your website? Okay, if you'll step outside, I'll do it. By the way, I'll turn the meeting over to Miss Barfield, and she can handle that, and I'll be going to see my son play football. But before we're done...
No, we have some questions that we need to ask you.
No questions.
You can't do your job because you're not here.
The questions...
And that you're hiding again. You're leaving and hiding again. Because you cannot answer the questions.
Thank you.
First of all, Mayor, I want to know how you sleep at night trying to deny unemployment to someone that you fired.
Why are you leaving?
Because, yeah, why are you leaving? Because you can't answer the questions that the council has?
Wow.
The mayor?
The mayor has left the city council meeting.
Carol, you got something?
Okay, all right, okay, that's enough.
Y'all hold tight, guys.
Let's call this meeting to order.
All right, that's it. Please, this is a city council meeting, and this is not the way we handle business.
Thank you.
And we're having public comments at this moment. And
Ms. Barfield, I guess you'll take over.
yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Hubbard, you can continue.
I have some information here that was given to me by a citizen who asked to remain unnamed for fear of retribution. I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't, sorry. I've got copies here if anybody wants copies of it. About 20. This information right here contains accolades the mayor threw upon himself whenever he was running for re-election. Well, this is the rebuttal to all those. I wanted to stand up for our former water clerk. This is a 65-plus-year-old woman, and she was here with the city for almost 10 years, and he has decided to fire her and deny her unemployment. He is trying to deny her unemployment. Now tell me how you would feel, and I don't know how he sleeps at night, but how you would feel if you were that age, had been with the city for almost 10 years, and was denied your unemployment. I have these copies.
Good.
Are you through, Gwen? Yes. Okay. Do we have anybody else who wants to speak? Chad?
Hi. Chad Searcy. I live on South County Road 33 in Ashford. Hold on just a second. I'm going to answer some questions that I know a lot of people have. First of all, let me thank you for the opportunity to allow me to speak on behalf of Ashford Recreation Sports Association. I'm here to represent the board. Along here with, in attendance is our vice president, and we've got some parents. If it happens tonight, I've been told there will be a hiring of the recreation director tonight. I am thrilled, along with the officers, we're all thrilled that the city of Ashford has finally made the decision to hire the next rec director. We feel that since it's been over 9 weeks since Keith has resigned, it seems to me the city's tearing apart. Council members blaming the mayor blaming the council members. Who knows who's right, who's wrong? I do know that you got to get together and work together, get along. This fighting and arguing does not set good examples for our children, and in some cases it hurts our kids. The hiring of the next rec director should have been done several weeks ago, not 9 weeks later. Our kids are the ones being penalized here, not the parents, nor the grandparents, aunts, nor uncles. The children are our future. The kids here playing our part today will be the ones that run our community later on down the road. Now our kids don't have an opportunity to play soccer this year. First of all, let me say that I sent a text to a council member and the mayor, same text. I even put in there that it was a copy. I recommended that we probably should not have soccer because it's too late. And the reason I say that, last year we started sign-ups July 18th. This year we did it almost 3 weeks later. The last day to sign up last year was August 21st. We were still allowing sign-ups. Practices started last year the first week of September. Games started this time last year. So if we would have done soccer, rec director being hired today, probably would not have tryouts till next week. Practices would not start till the week after. Practice about 2 or 3 weeks, then games. You're looking at 2 weeks of games before an all-star has to be determined, unless you forfeited all-stars. And I don't see Ashford doing that. Not only that, but hiring a rec director today is important because we have basketball registration coming up, and it will start next month. I want to let the government know that myself, I'm not even a citizen of Ashford, I live in the county, but myself, several parents, we have an officer that lives in the city limits. We are disappointed because the parent board was not allowed to sit in on the interview process because we were promised we would have a member. I don't know if it's Mr. Greco's fault, the city council's fault, but we were promised that. Now, however, we will support and we do support the hiring of the next rec director, and we will work along with that person and do whatever we can to help transition through. It mainly hurts us to see the support, or we would love to see the support from the council for our board. That's something we feel we're not getting enough of, and by not being allowed on the interview process, it did hurt. We will have a meeting in the next couple of weeks. I want to invite the public to that meeting. We haven't set a date yet, but it'll probably be 2-3 weeks here at the depot. We also want to invite the new recreation director along with all the parents. As soon as I get a date, I'll send a text. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? State your name and address, please.
I'm Liz West. I live at 620 Waterford Way, and I addressed the council back in May about mosquito spraying, and somebody was going to get back in contact with me, and I've heard nothing. Now, I was out of town all summer, but I have a cell phone. My husband was here in town, and I spent my summer at one of the poorest counties in Florida, and it was sprayed for mosquitoes, and so was Cowarts, Alabama. And I'm just trying to find out if anything's been done.
I will be happy to answer that. My husband also brought that up to the mayor. The mayor gave us some information. He left town, was gone for 6 weeks. As you have heard, he does not think that the council was responsible enough to handle anything. And
No, he said he was going to do it.
He did say he was going to handle it. And as you can tell, he is not here at this point to answer your question. I am sure that you are more than welcome to try to contact him at City Hall.
I've tried twice.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah. Joe?
I wasn't going to speak tonight, but I felt I had to. Excuse me. My name's Joe Lashley. I live at 510 Page Street here in Ashford. I was on the city council when Jonathan was elected the first time, and I fully supported him, tried to help him do whatever I could. However, it got to the point where I saw he was not doing his job, not holding up his responsibilities, and I started calling him on it about the things he needed to do. There's a lot of buildings around here that need to be torn down. I was able to accomplish getting one of those torn down. For my efforts, he threatened to sue me. Now, I resigned not because I was afraid of a lawsuit. He was going to get his sister-in-law from Demopolis to come down and sue me. I'm sure she'd been glad to do that at no charge. But as I said in my resignation, he created a hostile work environment, and it's only got more and more hostile from what I can see. I know he's pulled pranks and snakes on city employees. I know for a fact he bid on a police car, then brought it to the city council for approval to bid. I don't wish anybody ill, but I do wish the city of Ashford to be a better place and a nicer place. And one thing on this list right here, FEMA storm drainage, why haven't the storm drains been cleaned and maintained? Now, months ago, I think it was last year, I brought that to the city council and told him that if these drains and Mill Creek is not cleaned out, all that work that we paid and FEMA paid for is going to be for naught. Now, I do see where down around Maine, they have sprayed some weed killer, but that's only a portion of it. But quite frankly, in my opinion, we need a change of leadership. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay.
My name is Rodney Hearn. I live 510 Waterford Way, Ashford, Alabama. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even going to say anything. I've sat at a couple of meetings up here and spoke my 2.5 minutes, whatever it was. I would like to say, as far as the rec department and the rec director, I know for a fact that this council members that you see before you tried to get a rec director hired. They did wait until the mayor could return so he could be a part of that process. Their lawyer, after everything that was said and done, after they were sued, recommended that they did not elect the rec director because there was a chance that whatever rec director was nominated and selected could have to be fired, and the whole process would start over. So they were looking on behalf of the city for the not expending the money that it might take, or a potential lawsuit by that person that was hired. So this suing deal back and forth, y'all, this is ridiculous. Suing your council members, suing citizens. Things can be talked out. What's happened to that? What's happened to sitting down at a table and discussing issues and getting things resolved? You're going to see tonight we're going to pay probably over $10,000 for this frivolous lawsuit. I don't know who's going to win. I don't believe anybody knows who's going to win. It's in the hands of the courts. And that is ultimately ridiculous.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm John Lucas from 450 Waterford Way here in Ashford. I wasn't even going to attend the meeting. I just kind of came by and seen a whole lot of official cars and a lot of people, other cars that I knew out here, and decided I'd stop in and see what was going on. I wouldn't say, I'm not going to say I'm the only guy that builds houses in the city of Ashford, but I can tell you I'm doing what I can to try to bring people into our town. Trying to take places that have been abandoned, places that have been started and left, and maybe, sprucing them up and making them a place that somebody wants to live. And I moved to Ashford in probably 82, 81, 82, somewhere around in there, and I love Ashford. I do. I hate all the things that are going on in our city, and I know that maybe it's just something that has to play its course and to figure out. But I think in the long run, if we all focus on one thing, is the love of the city and the people in the city. A lot of y'all I grew up with. Some of y'all coached your kids. Some of y'all coached me. So, I mean, it's, I've had a lot of good time. I can look at faces, I can call names all around. I have a lot of good times with a lot of people in this room. And I know that your hearts are like mine, whatever's best for this city. And that's what I like to see happen here, is to get us back on the page. And I want to look a customer in the face and say, look, this is a great town to live in. Now, I talked to a guy in South Florida, and he said, I want to live over here. I said, look, you should consider Ashford. I could build him a house anywhere I wanted to, but you should consider here. I've been raised here, and I think the city has a lot of great attributes, and I think we've made a lot of strides over the past